Hello friends, welcome to Insights ICANN initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about controversy surrounding the preamble and certain words such as socialist and secular. These words were not reflected in the constitution books which given to the MPs on the occasion of the inauguration of the new parliament building. So this issue is all about controversy surrounding the preamble. Before we discuss further details, first let us do the syllabus mapping. In terms of syllabus mapping, this particular topic is related to General Studies Paper 2 Polity. In this, it related to Indian Constitution features and amendments. Then, video components. In this video, we are going to cover why this particular thing is in news. Then, what is preamble? What is the history of the preamble? That means how it evolved over the period of time. Then we will discuss about key terms in the preamble and amendments done to the preamble, and what are the popular opinions of eminent personalities regarding the preamble. Then we will discuss about what kind of information given by the preamble. So these are the details you can expect in this particular video. Now in this photo you can see the preamble, and preamble look like this. It starts with "We the people of India." First, as an aspirant you have to know preamble gives 4 different types of information. What is that preamble gives? The first information is who is the authority of this constitution. So who given the authority to the constitution to rule Indians? Who given the authority? We the people of India. That means the source of authority. Source of authority is the people of India. The second information from the preamble is nature of India. What is the nature of India? India is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. This is the nature of India. And the third information from preamble is objectives of Indian constitution. What are the objectives wanted to be achieved by the Indian Constitution? Justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. And fourth information from the preamble is date of adaptation of Indian Constitution. That is 26th November 1949. This is the fourth. So these are the 4 different set of information given by the preamble. Okay. Now let's see why it is in news. Recently, constitution books, constitution copies given to the MPs and the occasion of the inauguration of new parliament building. You know that in those new copies from the preamble, those words secular and socialist, they were missing from the preamble of the constitution. Actually these words were not there in the original constitution. They were added to original constitution through 42nd Constitution Amendment Act 1976. This issue was raised by the Congress. In response, Law Ministry was giving the answer that these copies are the representing the original constitution copies. So because the original constitution did not contain these words, that is the reason these words are not there. In the updated constitution these words would be there. But generally when you are giving constitution to anyone else, obviously what you will expect? You will expect the updated version of the constitution. So meanwhile, what is your opinion on this particular issue? Because few years back onwards this kind of issue been raised by few politicians. They demanded that these words socialist and secular should be removed from the preamble. They demanded. Of course, Supreme Court rejected that petition. But meanwhile, what is your take on this particular issue? Meanwhile, tell me students, the concept of preamble we borrowed from which country? From which country we borrowed this concept of preamble? Tell me. Next, preamble subjected to amendment once. Which amendment that was? 42nd Constitution Amendment Act 1976. Through this amendment, following 3 words were added to the Indian preamble. They are socialist, secular and the word integrity. These 3 words added. This 42nd Constitution Amendment Act 1976, it is popularly known as a mini constitution because majority of the changes reflected through this amendment. Of course, majority of the changes brought into this constitution through this amendment, they were being reverted back. They were being cancelled through 44th Constitution Amendment Act 1978. See, preamble. Generally, preamble reflects the philosophy of the constitution. The original form of the preamble is objective resolution. Initially, it was introduced as an objective resolution, and this objective resolution introduced by who introduced objective resolution? Jawaharlal Nehru introduced the objective resolution on 13th December 1946. Later, it was unanimously adopted by Constituent Assembly on 22nd January 1947. Okay, 22nd January 1947. Later, when we adopt the constitution, that is on 26 November 1949, on the day it was adopted as a preamble. This was brief history regarding the preamble and its objective resolution. Next, obviously preamble came into implemented from 26 January 1950 like the majority provisions of the constitution. Preamble provides following information. Already covered, preamble provide these following 4 different set of information. Next, so according to the preamble, nature of state is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. And the objectives of the constitution wanted to achieve justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. And amendments done to the preamble only once through that amendment. These are the 3 words we added to the preamble. Next, key terms in the preamble. Like I said earlier, the preamble is saying that the authority of the people, authority of the constitution is from the people. That means here people are giving authority. People are giving authority to the constitution. That means people are like they allowed the constitution to rule the people. That means there is an agreement between the people and constitution. This agreement was happened. This type of agreement in political science, we can call it as social contract theory. We can call it as what? Social contract theory. Now tell me students, who was the first political philosopher proposed the social contract theory? Okay, you can put your answer in the comment section. Next, sovereign. Sovereign means what? An independent country. In this country, internal matters as well as external matters, no country will involve. Such kind of independence is there. If a country is only having the independence in internal matters but not in the external matters, then you can call that country as a dominion status. Okay, just because we are having the membership in the Commonwealth, it doesn't mean that it will affect our sovereignty. Next, socialist. Socialist is all about it. This term was not there in the original constitution. It was added through 42nd Constitution Amendment Act 1976. Socialist nature. Even though this word was not there in the constitution, socialist features were already there in DPSP, Direct Principles of State Policy. And India follows the democratic kind of socialism. That means it is somewhere between the Marxist socialism, okay, this communist socialism and the completely liberalism. We are somewhere in between. Actually, we can take the inspiration from both Gandhian socialism as well as Marxism socialism. We blended that, both Gandhian as well as Marxism socialism. Okay. Next, secular. This word is also added through 42nd Constitution Amendment Act. Secularism means it can be positive secularism or negative secularism. In positive secularism, state involves in the religions, whereas in the negative secularism, state and religions are tightly separated. India follows the positive secularism. Here, so the secular provisions, before this word added to the constitution, even there are already secular provisions are there. For example, Article 14, everyone will be treated equally before the law. Article 15, 16, which are prohibiting the discrimination based on the religion. Next, democratic. So India, the students, India follows indirect democracy in majority of the times, except only in Gram Sabha, where people directly involve in the decision making process. Tell me students, which article deals with the Gram Sabha of the Panchayati Raj? India follows parliamentary form of democracy where executive is responsible to legislature. That responsibility, that accountability can be tested through various instruments such as no confidence motion or censure motion or defeating of motion of thanks, defeating of the ordinary bills, like that. Next, republic. Republic means the head of the office or head of the state is elected rather than hereditary. In country like UK, where the head of the state is hereditary, whereas in India, the head of the state is elected. So India is a republic country because the head of the state is elected. So these are the 5 words which describes the nature of the state: sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. Now we will see objectives of the Indian Constitution. Justice. Indian Constitution are envisaging that different types of justice will be provided to the people. What are the types of justice? Social justice, which creates a society where no discrimination, and economic justice, where no discrimination in terms of the wealth and income, and political justice, everyone will be provided the equal opportunity in political aspects. That is about the justice. Liberty. Indian constitution did not guarantee the unlimited liberty. It is always a limited liberty, because very popularly, political scientist John Locke says that, John Locke says that no law, no liberty. That means if you want a liberty, you must have a law. Because if there is no law, it doesn't mean that you can do whatever you like. So always there must be a restriction on other person's liberty, so that everyone will enjoy their natural rights. Okay, that means in India offers limited liberty, not absolute one. Equality. That means no section of society they have a special privileges. Even it was reflected in the Article 18 also, which prohibited the titles. Okay, of course exception was there regarding the military as well as academic. Fraternity. It means feeling of brotherhood and an emotional attachment among the Indian citizenship. It also helps to promote the dignity and unity of the nation. So these are the objectives Indian Constitution wanted to achieve. Finally, next, secularism. Students, during the making of Constituent Assembly, there were certain debates regarding the inclusion of the word secularism. Okay, people like K.T. Shah, Brajeshwar Prasad, they raised debates that the word secularism must be included in the Constitution. But in response to these people demands, B.R. Ambedkar was commenting that regarding the policy of the state and regarding how the society should function, these are the ones decided by then social and economical condition. These cannot be attributed, or these cannot be decided by the Constitution. Okay, so that means based on the then social condition, country will go in terms of secularism as well as socialism. So because of this idea, B.R. Ambedkar declined to include these two words in preamble. Next, we will see some of the eminent personalities' comments on preamble. N.A. Palkiwala, he was saying that preamble is identity card of the Constitution. Then Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, the preamble to our Constitution expresses what we had thought or dreamed so long. That means it reflects our Indians' philosophy. Then K. Munshi, the horoscope of our Constitution, preamble is about. Ernest Baker, keynote of the Constitution. That means the important things in Constitution, they were reflected in the preamble. Then Pandit Thakur Das Bhargava, he was saying that it is the soul of the Constitution, which also called as jewel set of the Constitution, and it is a proper yardstick. That means it is a measurement through which you can measure the worth of the Constitution. Same like how we use the measures to measure some goods value. In the same way, you can measure the value of the Constitution by looking at the preamble. Here, the one soul of the Constitution. Tell me, students, according to B.R. Ambedkar, which article of the Indian Constitution considered as heart and soul of the Constitution? Tell me. Next, Supreme Court landmark judgments. Supreme Court in the Berubari case in 1960, it delivered very interesting judgment. In this judgment, Supreme Court opinion that preamble is not part of the Constitution. But later, this decision was reversed. In Keshavananda Bharati case, Supreme Court opined that preamble is a part of the Constitution and it cannot be seen different from the Constitution. So when preamble is a part of the Constitution, then when preamble is able to amend it, then obviously when Constitution is able to amend it, then obviously preamble can be amended. That is the reason that was amended through 42nd Constitution Amendment Act 1976. The decision given by Supreme Court in Keshavananda Bharati case, it was reinforced in Union Government versus LIC of India case. Now let's see yesterday's this MCQ question. Which of the following statements are correct with the reference of Singh Sabha movement? The answer is D. All these statements are right regarding the Singh Sabha movement. In yesterday video, I told you from Singh Sabha movement, Akali movement was originated. That means Akali movement was offshoot of the Singh Sabha movement. Later that Akali movement demanded for a separate state of Punjab, then Anandpur Sahib resolution, then Bhindranwale. How the things unfolded, I told you. Next, let's see today's video MCQ. Which of the following statements are not right, not true? Okay, read these following 4 statements and tell me which of the following statements are not true. Mains question. Preamble is widely accepted as the epitome or soul and spirit of the Indian Constitution. Discuss. How can you say Preamble is the spirit of the Constitution? This is today's main question. As we reach to the end of this video, just we will revise quickly. In this video, we discussed about what is this controversy around the Preamble, what kind of information provided by the Preamble, and what is the nature of India, what are the objectives of this Indian Constitution, and eminent personality comments on Preamble, amendments done to the Preamble, Supreme Court observations to the Preamble. So these are the issues we discussed, and this is the detailed analysis regarding the controversy surrounding the Preamble.